Hello everyone, this is your meditation teacher Chelsea. I hope that you are all doing well. I hope that you are healthy and that you are adhering to the shelter-in-place orders, which will keep you safe. I recognize that right now is a very difficult time for almost everyone in the world. Routines have been completely taken away from us, and we are all experiencing heightened emotions of the kind that we probably are not forced to face every day. I know that many people may be experiencing a lot of fear or anger or frustration, and I know it's a very difficult time. I will say that it might feel like right now the last thing in the world you want to do is meditate. But as is always the case, when it's the last thing in the world you feel like doing, it's probably the thing that can help you the most. So if anyone would ever ask me for advice pretty much on anything, I would say go to the cushion, which is a way of saying anytime you're struggling with something, you go to a place where you can be quiet, where you can be still, where you can have clarity and open up to the stillness that still exists in the universe and inside of yourself, and the answer will come to you. And do not forget that when you go to that place of stillness and silence and resonant light, you are uplifting yourself, you're calming all of that emotional upheaval, and you're putting that out into the world. And I think everyone can feel that right now the world is in a great state of just movement and chaos, and many, many people out there could use the upliftment of our common energy. So by going to the cushion and sitting in silence and practicing the art of meditation, you are not only going to better your personal moment, but you're going to help uplift the world. And that's more than ever so greatly needed right now. Obviously, we are not able to be together in person, but that doesn't mean that we can't still practice together. And as you listen to this or as you continue in your own practice, know that I am doing it as well. And Liam is doing it as well. And we can all feel that common companion energy helping us get into that place of silence. So as we do in meditation class, pretty much it can be summed up by saying you breathe in, you breathe out, and nothing else. But if only it were that easy to do, right? It's quite simple, but it's not exactly easy. So you should go to a place where you can sit comfortably, where you can loosen your muscles and be able to hold your position without having to stretch and wiggle around. Most of the time that's in a chair, or if you feel able, you can sit on the floor or on a cushion, but in a chair is perfectly fine. You should be able to rest your eyes gently on the floor, maybe about 2 or 3 feet in front of you. We meditate with our eyes open because we live with our eyes open, and it's very easy to pass sort of into a sleep-like state when you're doing it with your eyes closed, and that's not what we're aiming for. It is, of course, very good to be in a relaxed state of sleep, but when you are meditating, your aim is to be in the same relaxed state while still being mentally aware and awake. So it helps if you have your eyes open and you kind of use a soft focus. You're not using a hard focus where you're really intently staring with your eyes. Instead, you're rather feeling the gaze come from your third eye. And we've talked about that before. That is the pineal gland that's to be found sort of right between the spot, between your eyebrows, just above there. And when you go to sit in meditation, your awareness rests on that area of the third eye, and your awareness of it feels almost like if you were to just gently scratch yourself there without hurting yourself, but the sensation that would remain of that body awareness centered in that spot, or also could be centered in the crown chakra, which is at the very top of your head. You can almost imagine sort of like a light or a halo glow coming from the top of your head. You'll be sitting quietly and comfortably, and you will breathe in and breathe out and nothing else. And we've often talked about how the Buddhists have the monkey mind, and what that really means is that as you try to sit quietly and get to this place of inner calm and peace, many of your thoughts and emotions and feelings and sort of attitudes and opinions about things will come in and try and tear your attention away from that. And you don't push it, you don't shove them away, you don't actively try and bottle them up, because To every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, sort of like a pendulum. So you don't shove those thoughts and feelings away. Rather, you just allow them to be, but you don't pay attention to them. They're not interesting to you, right? Anything that bores you will eventually fade out of your perspective. So that's kind of the same technique you want to be using. You can imagine that you're walking along a beautiful beach and you can see the horizon stretched ahead of you, and see the beautiful blue line where the water meets the sea. And all around your feet as you walk are tide pools. And they are filled with mysterious and interesting and ugly and beautiful and fascinating things. And in your normal daily life, you'd love to get down on your hands and knees and just dig around in every tide pool. But you're not going to. You're going to avert your gaze and you're going to look toward the horizon. And you're just going to keep walking past those things, walking past those things. As your thoughts and feelings come in, you just let them pass you by. It's like you're sitting on a train and you're looking out the window and things are just flashing by you, flashing by you. Every thought and feeling, you don't have to delve into that story. You can allow it to just pass you by, just like the scenery passing by the train window. As you sit and breathe in and out, there isn't any specific way that you have to breathe, but what you'll probably find is that as you begin to sink into this space of stillness, your breathing naturally will slow down and deepen. And when that's happening, the tension is leaving your body and the stresses are leaving your mind, and you're allowing yourself to be completely comfortable, poised in this place of silent resonance. And you'll find that your breathing is in and out, and you can be aware that in between each inhale and exhale is an infinite amount of space. And as you breathe in and out, I want you to become interested where that space is going, where that infinite, absolutely bottomless space is, and integrate that into the cycle of your breathing in and out. I would suggest that you try and sit for at least 15 minutes. Generally, when you're a beginner, that's the moment at which you don't feel like doing it anymore. For people who've been practicing a little bit longer, oftentimes that happens at 45 minutes. But I will tell you this, if you can resist the urge to just suddenly stop what you're doing and get up and walk away, you will find that you will be able to penetrate much deeper into that stillness and silence that exists at the heart of everything. So I challenge you after the first 15 minutes to see if you can go a little bit deeper, be a little more curious about where that infinity is taking you, be a little more adventurous and a little braver and want to go further along this path. If you'd like to do 2 sessions of 15, I think that's very helpful as well. You could always do a session of 15 minutes and then maybe a silent activity where you try and do something else in a meditative way. Walking meditation is very helpful, or looking at the sky, observing nature can also be very helpful, and then come back to the cushion and do another 15 minutes in your chair. Or I challenge you to try and really sit for a full 45-minute period, even longer, and really explore how far you can go within that meditative state. One of the things I think most people are experiencing is a certain sense of formlessness because our schedules are being taken away from us, and it really leaves us in a space where there's nothing to distinguish the days. I think it will be very helpful if you have some structure for yourself and you try and still structure your days. And a very positive and an easy way to do that would be making a habitual action out of meditation. It could be the first thing you do in the morning or the last thing you do at night, or both. That would be very wonderful, and it would help structure your days in a positive way. I don't know if we will be back at the library next month. I'm hopeful, but even if not, I encourage you to keep this up as part of your daily practice. And please know that as you are sitting and striving to go forward into the infinity, I am as well. And we are all part of this movement together, this movement of positive companion energy, and the peace and the beauty that we are all going to experience will be magnified by knowing that the other person is participating in that as well. And we can send out these positive moments into the world and hopefully help people who are really struggling right now. So I would say I'm going to ring this special bell and then go ahead and go into your first meditation session. And thank you very much, and stay well.